Hi, I'm Todd Lanham of the urbanherb.net, and today we're going to talk about constipation. This is a big topic for a lot of people. I get a lot of calls about this, so I thought I'd do a video about it to try to explain. Most people don't understand that they are constipated, and the way you can tell if you're constipated or not is how often you're having bowel movements. So the doctor will tell you, or most people assume, that if you're having a bowel movement once a day, that's considered regular, that you're fine, you're doing well. However, you're eating 3 meals a day, and most times when you're having that one bowel movement, you may be moving something that you ate like 2, 3 days ago, maybe even a week ago. That's not considered healthy. That's not regular. You should be having, if you're eating 3 meals a day, you should be minimum be having 2 bowel movements a day. So over time, if you go like a year and only having one bowel movement behind, you're probably about 300 bowel movements behind. This is why you have people that have 5, 10, 15, even 30, 40 pounds of fecal matter, undigested food, and old feces in their body, in their intestines. Your intestines are about 32 feet long. In fact, I think John Wayne, when he passed away, he had about 45 pounds or 50 pounds of fecal matter in his intestines. Now, if you see men or women walking around with big stomachs, it's usually a result of they're not cleaning their colon, and what happens is your colon is about this big around. However, when you don't clean your colon on a regular basis, it ends up expanding, 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 and then you have all this, the inner lining of this filled with fecal matter. Only about like a little pencil can get through, a pencil hole can get through. That's why you see people, they're going to the bathroom and they're grunting, they're straining, and only a little bit comes out because they're clogged up. Now, there's lots of herbs you can use to um, facilitate moving your bowels and actually removing the old feces. So, for example, there's Psyllium Husks, which is used to like sweep the bowels. You got to be careful with Psyllium Husks because it's going to be it's bulking, so you have to make sure you drink a lot of water to get the best action out of it. There's Senna pods and Senna leaves. There's black Walnut Hulls. It's great for getting rid of parasites. So if you're eating meat, that's one of the things you want to definitely make sure you get some black Walnut Hulls. Um, so we have what's called what we use at the Urban Herb. We have a colon formula. This is our colon formula. And what we've put in here is activated charcoal. That's going to detoxify the body. We've got Cascara Sagrada, black walnut hulls, Irish moss, cayenne. These are a bunch of different things that are going to use to clean your colon. Now, for people who, there's a lot of things you can do other things you can do as well to clean your colon. Like, for example, you can use enemas. A lot of people have subscribed to doing enemas. So I'm going to do a separate video on enemas, but I want to cover that just briefly in this video. For example, there's different types of enemas. Mostly what an enema is what you use. If you've seen that when you were a kid, you saw the little water bottle that your mom, your grandmother had in the bathroom. You basically fill it up with hot water or warm water, and you insert it into your rectum, and you let the water flow through gravity and clean out your colon. And you hold it for about as long as you can hold it, and then you go sit on the toilet and you evacuate it out. So that's one way. That's what the enemas is for. But for those of you that aren't really ready for that, I understand. That's why we have the herbal forms that you can cleanse your body. We have, I believe we have 4 or 5 different colon forms. They all work a little differently. So we have the general colon formula, which is used for general maintenance. It's not really, it's strong, but it's not so strong that it's going to compromise you at work. We also have our intestinal janitor, which is going to be for more of a sweeping action to clean out, clean off the intestinal walls. We have the bowel mover formula, which is great for people that have really difficult times going to the bathroom. So if you're really constipated, this is one of the forms you want to use. It's going to really kind of like blow everything out. Now, what you're going to be seeing or what you're looking for when you go to the bathroom is several things. Now, one thing you're looking for is you're going to be looking for if whether or not your food and your feces is floating. So if your feces is floating, that's a good sign because that means that you're eating enough fruits and vegetables, and it's putting like air bubbles inside the feces from the oxygenate. It has air bubbles in the feces, which makes it float. Now, you also want to look at the color. And you're going to see different colors when you do our colon formula, our colon cleanse. You're going to see black If you see black, that means it's putrefied. It's been in your system for a long time. So don't be surprised to see black. You're going to see brown, which is normal. You'll see green. If you see green, that means that you most likely ate something spicy at the time and your gallbladder was acting on the food. You'll also see orange. You'll see different colors. You'll see different shapes and sizes. If you see little balls, that means it was lodged in your colon wall. So just look. It's really good to look. And so also, what people don't realize is that your intestines are not supposed to, I mean, well, not your intestines, your feces is not supposed to have a foul odor. The foul odor is as a result of something putrefying or rotting inside your system. And you definitely don't want that. So you want to have a transit time from the time you eat something, from the time when you chew it up and swallow and goes in your intestine, you want it to be out of your system and you're getting the nutrients out in a timely manner. You don't want to have the situation where your intestines are so jam-packed that stuff is coming out of you like, weeks after you ate it. And, so if you're eating meat, that's the problem because all meat have parasites in it. So if you don't eat it, if you don't cook it properly, or if you have it in your system too long, those parasites will hatch and will definitely cause you problems. And you'll have a whole other issue. You've got a colon problem and you have an intestinal infestation of parasites. Now, also, I get a lot of questions about, how often people should do a colon cleanse or how often should they do a colon. It's depending on your diet, but most people, I would say that you want to usually at least be doing set up a colon cleansing just like about every other month, depending on how, much what you're eating and what your diet and lifestyle is like. So that's going to cover it for constipation. But a couple more things. I want people to understand that you never want to get to the point where you're not going to the bathroom regularly one time a day. So you don't want to take, and you don't want to get to the point where you're taking things like laxatives, which is going to make your body dependent on the laxative. So you definitely want to take herbs or eat foods that have fiber in it that are going to facilitate you going to the bathroom on a regular basis. Once again, my name is Todd Liner, and this is the urbanherb.net. You can find our colon formula in our herbal formula section. You can find the colon formula. You can also find our intestinal janitor or the, what's the other one? Bowel mover formula. You can find all those in our herbal formulas section. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.